what was it like to the performance that you had with the whole family back at the last?
The last concert
Yeah.
at Proserpina. Well, it was very dramatic. The concert was very dramatic. It was an amazing, amazing thing. It was at the Royal Albert Hall. It was completely sold out, which was over 5,000 people. And it was sold out because of, because of Rufus's name and my mother's, but also we had Neil Tennant and Boy George and Richard and Linda Thompson. We had like some very incredible and interesting guests. Mm-hmm. My mother was dead set on doing it, although it probably, shaved some time off of her life, I would imagine. Because she was really at the end, and she was not well at all. And she got on the plane, she got there. We were to have 3 days of rehearsal, and it was very clear that she wasn't going to be able to do the rehearsal. And, so she would stay in bed, and then we set up a little room. There was 2 rehearsal rooms, one for the band, one for like the vocal practicing. And in that little room there was a little piano, and she would lie in there, and we would go in and like, what do you like? What do you want this person to sing? Okay, why don't they take this part? And we would ask her what she wanted, and then she would rest a little bit, and then we would try and practice this one song. And Rufus and I, and she needed to play it over and over and over and over and over again, because she couldn't do it. Mm-hmm. And it was just like, okay, let's do it again, And it was very like scary. And then the night of the show, she was there, she did sound check, she would go do sound check, she would go lie down, and then right before the show, she was on the couch lying down. We had someone who was doing some cranial sacral, trying to do some body work on her, and she said I can't work on her because, the energy, the tumors are so large, her stomach was large with tumors and everything like that. So it was really intense, and we just really wanted it to be, because she had made such an effort to do this, that we wanted to show the same effort and respect for her, because this was really her night, and it was always her dream, mm-hmm. and her love for Christmas. So we wanted it to be as, just watching her made us work even harder and make it as good for her as it could be. And then I was able to do the Christmas show because I had the baby in London 3 months early, so I happened to be there. I wasn't going to be able to do it because I would have been 7 months pregnant, and it would have not been smart for me to travel. But it turned out that I was stuck there anyways with the baby. And I gave a long speech thanking the NHS because I was in London with the baby in an incubator for 3 months, and that was all free of charge because of national health care, because I was on work papers. So I was, so that was a really big part of it too. That was very intense. And anyway, so she had written this song, Proserpina, mm-hmm. for the concert, which is the most important song, one of the most important songs I think of her career. It's the last song she wrote. It's the story of Persephone, and it's also the title track to my record. And it's my, it's the one cover on the record, and I think it's probably the most important and the strongest song on the record. Mm-hmm. And she sang it, and we all sang the choir part with her, and there's footage of her on YouTube doing it, and it's clearly someone who is in between the state of life and death and on her way to being the goddess that she always was meant to be, So it was very intense.
Do you recall maybe coming from that whole experience that is, it's quite intense, as you said, did you maybe want to capture or preserve something and put that, or try to capture that on the record also?
I hope I could capture a minutia of, not a minutia. I hope I think after this experience, the experience of Kate dying, a tragic death, but also a beautiful death, and having my child, which is always such an amazing thing for everybody who has a child, I think it just brings everything to such a level where my approach and your approach to music and art will never be the same.
Mm-hmm.
because I am a completely different person. I'm an adult, whereas before I was a child, and I'm more alone, but also less alone than ever before. So everything has changed. The tone has changed. It's a new. Everything has become more important, and time is. I'm more aware of time, the passage of time, how fast time is, but also in, like the story of Persephone, the story of Proserpina, the hugeness of time, and that we're a part of something larger. So that changes, that makes everything bigger.